Hey everyone, it's Melody with Design by Melody. I'm here with a memory planner page for you guys for the month of October. So I'm just kind of flipping through here trying to figure out which pages I am doing, and I'm actually going to be doing my October ones as I mentioned. And this is for the week of October 10th through the 16th. And the way that I use my memory planner, I have a regular planner and I use the Cocoa Daisy planner, and they have a week in review, like this week on one page that you see right here, and this is what I use for my memory planner. So sometimes I decorate my planner, sometimes I don't, but I always like to go back and do the memory planning, and this is where I kind of do my journaling, I guess you could call it, or documentation of the things that we did, but I don't really include photos. Actually, I've never included photos. Not that I can't, I just never have. It kind of takes the pressure off of journaling or like memory planning in the traditional sense where you would include photos, or scrapbooking where you would include photos, and it just kind of takes that pressure off of me. Whenever I have to go print photos and kind of plan what's going to go where, it gets, not that it gets stressful, but it just makes me pre-think things. And with this memory planner, I don't really pre-think things. I will jot down some notes throughout the week of things that I want to include. But other than that, I'm just kind of writing about the things that we did. So the very first thing I'm going to do here is flip through this vellum die cut shape pack. And this is from Rosie's Studio. And this is from a very sweet friend that sent these to me. So I told you, Angela, you would see me start using them, and here you go. I am pulling out the gold ones, and they're kind of a coppery gold. I would actually say they're more copper than they are gold, truly, but they're vellum pieces, and the ones that I pulled out in particular were the diamond shapes, or the shapes like the heart that look like they're diamonds. And I'll go into why I did that. So this week of October, Kaylin and I drove down to my mom's house. She lives about 3 hours away, and both of my sisters live near her with their families. So we drove down, Kaylin and I did, on Friday night, and then we did a couple things with her at her church, and then we went the next day to Reed's Goldmine. Now, Reed's Goldmine is like an old mine. It's not in operation anymore, but you can still go tour the mines, and you can go panning for gold, and they have like a little somewhat of a museum set up where you can go look. And it's just really fun to go do. We used to go there all the time in elementary school. When I was in elementary school, that was like the place we would go on field trips. So we decided to go for this day. My mom, both of my sisters, and all of our kids, and we only have boys, so there were four grandsons, or four boys that went with us. And Kaylin is the oldest of those. So anyways, I'm just doing some decorating. I am using that wonderful stamp sets, the Alpha stamp set. And as you know, I am like a alphabet stamp person. I love them. I want to purchase every single one that I can find. I have to limit myself, but I love them. And this one is from the Sonshine Stamp Company, and it is called Lisa's Letters. All of the stamps that I'm going to use 4 stamp sets on this project, and all 4 of them, of course, are from Sonshine Stamp Company. And I will leave links to all of those down in the description box below if you would like to see those. I also want to go ahead and give you guys a heads up. I will be doing a stamp set giveaway later this month, and it's going to be featuring the Sonshine Stamp Company stamp sets. So make sure you check back throughout the month. I don't know exactly when I'm going to post that giveaway yet, but make sure you check back throughout the month so you can get in on that and get you a couple stamp sets. So I am using this small alphabet tile set, and this is from Kaiser Crafts, and it's just their mini alpha stickers in black and white. And so the title of it just says Reed's Goldmine, and I absolutely love this stamp that says "Hey y'all," and this is actually kind of what made me think to do this. So it's like on a what do you call it? A doormat. There we go. Where it would say that. But I just stamped it on some white cardstock and I cut it out. And so it's going to say, "Hey y'all, Reed's Goldmine." And it's also going to have, of course, I will stamp October so you can tell what the dates are from. And then I'm going to write Midland, North Carolina, which is where Reed's Goldmine is. Now, I just thought the "Hey y'all" was so not necessarily country, but I am from North Carolina. I was born and raised here, and I say y'all. Like, there is no question about it. Y'all has been in my vocabulary since day one, and it will always be in my vocabulary. So I just thought the hey y'all doormat was just so funny. Like, I just think that's adorable. So I had to include it, and since we were outside doing the hike around Reed's Goldmine and through the mines and then doing the panning for gold, it just seemed like a nice North Carolina fall day. And so the hey y'all was just completely fitting. I'm going to put it here. Now this front of this page is kind of like my title page, I guess you could say. And then on the back is where I'm actually going to do my journaling. And I just drew in my little apostrophe since I don't have one on the stamp set, but it's easy enough to draw one out. I'm using two different inks. The one that's in the dark, like the black, is the Paper Tray dye ink, and it's called Smoky Shadow. And then the one that's in the gray that I stamped October in, as well as the Hey Y'all, is the Hero Arts Shadow ink, and it's the mid-tone in charcoal. So now I'm flipping over onto the back and basically using the same supplies to just do something a little bit different. And I am pulling off the little mountains off of this Happy Camper, and that's actually the same stamp set where the Hey Y'all came from. So I'm pulling the mountains off here and I'm stamping it at the bottom, and then I'm going to actually stamp out a geotag as well as a couple different banners from the Planner Basics stamp set. This little vellum piece that I put says right here, right now, and the back of this page says goals at the top, and I don't want that. I want to cover it up. So I'm kind of thinking about what I want to do, and I decided to go ahead and stamp out family time, because this was all this was about, was going out with our family, just spending time together, enjoying the weather, doing something a little bit different, and just enjoying the day. We get to see my family pretty often, not every week, of course, but usually about once every 2 months, I guess you could say. They don't live that far away, but when you've got a couple different families and try to coordinate schedules, it sometimes gets difficult, and of course time kind of gets away from us. So we try to spend as much time as possible in doing things like this, like going to Reed's Goldmine. It's just a really great way to spend some time making a few memorable memories and just having a lot of fun. Especially now that we have 4 boys in our family, and Kaylin is 5, he'll be 6 soon, and he's the oldest. So as they continue to age, they need more and more things to occupy their time and help burn some of that energy that they seem to have that's a little bit endless. So I know all you moms who have more children than we do, and I only have, Kaylin, who is 5, almost 6, and I'm just like, I cannot believe it. Like, I don't know how you guys do it when you have 3 or 4 children, and my older sister has 2 now, and it's just so funny because I'm just thinking like, oh my gosh, I have 1. It seems so difficult sometimes. But anyways, what you saw me pull out was my scrap bin, and that's where I keep my small scraps, and that's what I always pull out whenever I'm doing these little stamped images. And I absolutely love the banners from this Planner Basics stamp set. I feel like it is a staple stamp set that you would need, and I just use those little banners all the time. And there's also a few little icons like geotags and a little plate, like a dinner plate, and things like that on there. So it's just extremely versatile, and I feel like it is something that is definitely a necessity. Just putting down a little bit of gold washi to cover up those goals that I was telling you I did not want. And then I'm putting down my little banners here. And I'm kind of trying to stay with the color scheme of the background. So the planner pages themselves had this beautiful fall print on them, and so I'm just kind of pulling from those colors as I'm decorating here. This type of project is actually fairly simple. It doesn't take very long to do, but it's just really relaxing. It's taking a bit of scrapbooking without, like I said, having to go through photos and find photos and all of that, but I am documenting the story. And this is where I'm going to use the little geotag to kind of say this is where we were, and it just says fall in North Carolina, beautiful. Now, as I'm coming in to the end of this decorating, I am going to go ahead and cut a piece of white cardstock to go right there. It'll fit right under family time. And I'm going to do a little bit of journaling there. I am going to go ahead and print it out on my computer though. I rotate between hand journaling and printed journaling on all my pages and Project Life, as well as in my memory planner, I don't necessarily have a preference for either, but I just like to kind of rotate. Sometimes I feel like if it's a longer story, I'll go ahead and print my journaling just to kind of make sure about the spacing, because you can always make your font bigger or smaller or whatever. So I am going to go ahead and cut out a piece of cardstock to put right there under family time for that journaling to go. So make sure you check out my end photos, or my photos at the very end of this video, so you can see the how the journaling came out and how it looked. But also make sure you go check out the Sonshine Stamp Company blog, because that's where my blog post is going to be that coordinates with this layout. And I'll also make sure to leave a link to that at the bottom here. Just adding a few little more diamond shapes to go with the gold mining. I am well aware that gold mining is not the same as diamond mining, but it just kind of fit. I just like the way that it looked, so I was going with it. But that completes this layout other than the journaling. So thank you so much, guys, for joining me today. I hope this inspired you to maybe try a little bit of memory planning. Please give me a thumbs up if you like this video, as well as make sure you go check out that Sonshine Stamp Company blog that I will link below. All right, guys, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Bye.